Yeah, I'm just thinking, I was like,
Okay, hang on. Yes.
it's okay. I can recall the games by memory. The first three games got super tilted. Third game had the laser. Fourth game's when it starts coming back.
Okay, let me know if you can see this. You see some immortalizing happening?
I see nothing.
You see nothing. Okay. You sure? It feels like this should be working.
Try again? Because I know why not. There we go. I see the immortalized now.
Oh, okay. And you can hear it, see it move. It's doing things.
Yep. Can you talk?
Okay, sweet. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
So this was a really weird round start that I did at the very beginning. I did like jump 3B. Nice, very nice shield. That's not really like the round start that you want to do. I can't tell you why I did that. There are better, and like we'll get to them, but
I'm pretty sure you were expecting like run up grab, run up 3C.
I actually really fully expected you to just do like run up 3C. Oh my god, full screen run up throw.
Yeah. I'm trying to make use of Eltnum's Vorpal thing, where she can cancel any normals on block into backdash or whatever.
Yeah, there's got to be some stuff there.
Oh, I mean, it works against Isaac, because you know how Isaac, for example, he likes to do like wake up shield DP. It can work there. Take that. Gunshot. Gunshot's so powerful at that range right there.
Yeah. This is definitely a matchup where you can shield enhanced gunshot and then like 5C if you're going to do another gunshot, and that's an option. But other than that, like he actually does not have ways to outright contest projectiles without using his own. And then the enhanced gunshot pressure situation, like kind of have nothing for that. Oh yeah. My god. I think I actually could have killed if I completed the combo, but I actually just simped Vorpal and did the grid steal and then ended it short.
Take that.
Yeah,
well,
like,
no, I'll take it.
I didn't kill you, but I won the Vorpal cycle, you know, so priorities.
You won the Vorpal cycle. You could have won the round, but you decided to win the cycle instead. Yeah, that's like a moral victory. I feel like
victory, yeah.
I feel like right there, like against like fucking full screen fireballs, like L can definitely 4-2-1 hit him, but it's like a timing thing. Because even if I 4-2-1,
I feel like when you don't have meter, which we'll get into that stuff, but when you don't have meter, I'm like, oh, this is fine, like I can do whatever I want basically. And there's like a weird interaction between ricochet stuff and just me throwing projectiles, but for the most part I still feel like it's fine. It's just as soon as you get meter, I'm just like, I can't actually do anything here.
Yeah, it was something I got told because, the moment I see a fireball, I can do like 2-3-6, and it's just like, oh ha, eat 3.5k, which is super nice.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just skip straight to talking about that then. I feel like in all of these situations, in round start, in neutral, in pressure, like on offense, like in every place in the matchup, if you don't have meter, I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. If you do have meter, I'm like, oh, this is awful. Like, my options are so limited. And I have to basically either have CS. I basically either have to have CS or have 200 meter and be nice. Which I usually have neither of those things available, the 200 meter or being nice, so
It's just one or the other, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. Well, it's just depending on the situation, I still have to put myself at risk there, which is part of the course. Because like I have to build up the meter for the gunshot somehow. It's not like it's not like it can just willy-nilly fucking just if I could build meter full screen, that'd be great. I mean, Ricochet could do that, but Ricochet kind of takes a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you do have meter and I can get you off it, that to me is like quote unquote winning neutral. Like as soon as I get you off the resources, I'm like, I can play. I can do like basically whatever I want.
Oh, I got shimmied. JC is so good in this matchup. Now, just because of how much range it covers when you're jumping. It covers it covers all of Elt's good spots in there, which is kind of crazy. Which is good. I mean, I could still 3C it, but it's kind of rough.
Maybe like post CS, but honestly, I would just take shielding the first hit and then getting a 5-frame punish. Like that's going to be the most consistent. But yeah, in order to actually like beat it out, you have to, I guess, 6-6C, right? 6-6C or like a really early 6-6B maybe.
6-6B could definitely be. Well, it doesn't hit that high, unfortunately. I think. How fast is JC anyways?
It's 22 frames plus the 4-frame jump startup, so yeah, it's pretty quick. Yes, I'm gonna lower the game audio a little bit.
Sure.
There we go. Is that better? Meta? I pressed 5C and got a poopy combo from that. But yeah, in general, the thing about Elt, right, is a lot of Elt players are like, how do I stop people from just like assaulting at me in neutral? And like it's probably mostly doing preemptive stuff like putting your gunshots on the screen, right?
Basically, because if you want to try to like Eltnum's like so the way I would describe it is that she's a reactive character you have to play proactively with. Just because, like for example, gunshots with leader, like if you do like 2-3-6A, 2-3-6B, and you see someone jumping at you, you can either cutting sinks or XDP and just knock them out there. But that's like hard to do if you're just running, for example, because you might accidentally miss input, which is I guess a different story.
Right. Oh my god.
Wow,
I'm 2 for 2 for just being incredibly lucky right now. Okay, yeah, you just saw like the way the projectiles trade on Ricochet now. Feels really good for Lon. In a lot of cases, he can just, throw a projectile, and if it trades, it's like, whatever. DP bait there. I think that's all that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, the jump C stuff. So like, most of Eltnum's stuff is kind of prone to being high profile. So leaning into C Rekka and jump C and stuff like that does seem like pretty effective. Not gonna lie, when I was using jump C a lot against Axel, DMC Axel, I like felt a little bad because I was like, it's online and I kind of feel like I'm just just jumping on net play, kind of being random. But then I was like, you know what? No, this is working actually really well, and it continued to work offline. I think it's just a matchup. Like I think this character just like really struggles to stop me from doing that.
Yeah, because 3C reach is really high. It's just like, Lon's a 4-framer jump, right? He's a 4-frame jump.
Yeah.
So I have to react to him jumping back, and then I have to figure out whether he's doing 3B or J3B or 3C or JC actually. Just because, like, for example, if I think you're gonna do JC, I can do a deep run and 3C it, but with the dynamic changes with J3B because it hits so low. And I run the risk of just getting bounced in the wall. And eating, like if you
fixate on any one particular option, it opens you up to all the others. It's just a hard RPS to play.
Yeah, that's why I'm okay with using 3-3C in this. Sorry, 6-6C in the matchup here. Because the worst case scenario is that if 6-6C is blocked, I just get thrown. I get thrown by lawn throw of all things, which is like, I'll take it.
Yeah. You get thrown by lawn throw.
Like,
but,
the risk
but there's still ways to space it, right? So you can stay safe, or even like there's like a mythical like +1 spacing, right?
Yeah. Like if you get hit by the very end of like the downward thing, when you're coming down with the 6-6C. But that's kind of tough. I'm more afraid of doing it against Lon versus other characters just because how fast force function is. Like his force function is kind of similar to Lin, for example, where you kind of can do it on reaction. But
oh my god, I almost got you. I almost got you.
where you can kind of do it on reaction. And I'm just like, And then, unlike Lin, too, there's also 5B. If 5B covers so much range, that I kind of just don't really want to 6-6C it. I don't know if it can high profile it, but I'm not sure.
Probably not. 5B catching assaults at a lot of timings is like, it's a good wall to put up, you know?
Oh, that's a dangerous spot for Eltnum when you're doing the Rising JC, and then if it's not shielded, you can just falling JB into the block string or whatnot.
Yeah, the falling jump B, there's kind of a little mind game involved with the falling jump B, because at a height where it's gapless, you can shield it and get a 5-frame punish, but at a height where there is a gap, you know, it's going to be safe on shield. So it's a very it's a very small difference to feel out, but it is there. Oh my god.
I don't care. I'll risk it all. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Sometimes you just do it. It doesn't really matter if you win or lose. It's the first to 10. You got 10 games anyways. Round start gunshot is always good. It's like forever bad, and it's also forever good.
Yeah. So do you wanna like cover the kind of RPS between round start gunshot versus 2 and 4A, at least for the people who may not know?
So you mean like L214A or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like. Gunshot covers effectively any forward advancing option. So for example, it'll cover jump forward button, it'll cover like dash button usually. It loses to walk back button. So for example, like with Mika, you can just walk back and then do a dash 6-6B, and that'll be gunshot. But gunshot covering a lot of options, and if the other player is aware of it, you can effectively fuck laser dude.
So yeah, you can walk away from gunshot and potentially whip punish it, but then you know whip walks up and trip guards you, or I mean, it like catches you walking back, and you get a full confirm off that, right? Like you press 2 and 4A, and if they were walking away from you around start, you can pick up a 2B, and it's. I mean, I assume it's at least a 3K combo, right? So.
Yeah, it's like a 3K. It's a hard confirm. So it's because you have to micro dash. Before it was like a 1 frame length. I think it's more like 3 frames now, which is better, I guess. But L can do like 2-1-4A, 2-2A, 2-3-6A. That's still 16. That's still 1600 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, and 2-1-4C. Oh, sorry. 2-1-4C in this match is pretty good because in those instances where if you have debuff on and they have meter to do 3-6C, you can actually just 2-1-4C it because it's faster and you have invuln.
Yeah, her 2-1-4B also is like. I feel like oh my god. I feel like I haven't heard people talk about it enough because, like, I have to deal with it from you. I have to deal with 2-1-4B, like, always being there. And, it's hard. Feels hard to me anyways.
Yeah, well, it's a good move. I don't know why other elves don't use it. Because I think, it's 2-1-4B, it's like, I think 2-1-4B is like -11, but I'm -11 full screen, basically.
Yeah, if you space it correctly, like, you being -11 really doesn't matter, and it's going to stuff like assaults, projectiles. It's going to catch walking back. I hate it in the Batista matchup especially. It's really good. Oh, good defensive CS there.
Yeah, 660. I dropped it. And yeah, that's that ult killer right there. Just trying to mash with low and get jumped.
Yep. I honestly don't know.
Let's go, Fuzzy Donkey.
I honestly can't explain some of my decisions in this set, but you know, sometimes you just do some things. I do think it's, I do agree with you though, like when you're playing a first 10, it's so liberating. You can kind of just pace yourself and like, you know, maybe present some options you wouldn't normally, and like, yeah, you get to feel people out more.
Yeah, versus first to 2. Or it just might be the Vynis debuff where I just lower the IQ, the collective IQ of everyone in the venue.
Yeah, you I don't rise above in order to beat you. I have to just go deeper into the swamp.
And that's my victory.
Yeah, steel toe fuzzy dive kick. It feels pretty good.
So one thing you'll notice is that sometimes, like for enders, instead of doing like 660 enders, I'll just do 660, and I'm like, all right. The big reason for that is that I'm confident in my neutral where I can just keep winning. So I was like, all right, go to the other side of the screen. We can just play neutral over again. So that's why like having alpha OP mid screen is pretty okay. It's perfectly fine because again, I'm confident in neutral enough where I can just like I can just play around it anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, but the downside of doing like 660 enders is that you can like launch force functions, you can tech forward. So it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But at the same vein, it's like you're coming closer with me. And
I can't believe you melty drifted me there. That's crazy.
Why did I trade like that? Yeah.
But yeah, your neutral and kind of your approach to neutral is like kind of one of the things that I think of as like a defining factor of your play. Like I don't sense the fear in you at all when you're playing neutral. You're really confident in all the tools that you're using.
Yeah. I'm only afraid if it's against like wall scene. I hate that kind of dude. I'm so tired of trying to do staggers into frame trap, but that's neither here nor there. Staggers into getting 368. I was like, oh god.
Just play my Fraudstein. I can't churn. I have to do highly calculated hitbox 360s. So okay, so we talked about round start a little bit. We talked about neutral a little bit. I've talked about how I feel about Eltnum having meter, which is bad.
Yeah. It's great.
It's terrible.
It's great.
I feel like it just puts the game on hold for me to a degree. Like if you're paying attention, I feel like there's so little I can actually do. Yeah. Oh my god. Londrekia 4C is also definitely one of those things. I think you actually said after we finished the set, immediately after, like, oh, I'm glad that you stopped pressing 4C so much in neutral after the first couple of games.
Oh yeah, because like, so this range right where I am right now, like where I have pants bullets and can good shot, I'm good. But it's also like right at the edge of I'm nice. 4C's like this joint too. So like the edge of my hand gets clipped by 4C, and that's actually so frustrating sometimes because I'm trying to get into my effective range.
You stick out your hitbox just a little bit, and you just get scooped.
Yeah.
But if you have meter, I'm so scared to use 4C at all because you can just cutting sync and it's all but guaranteed, especially like further out. I'm actually so much safer if I'm close to you and I press 4C. But if I'm using 4C like further away, like in neutral, it's the opposite. It's like there's actually very little I can do about just getting 3K reversal. so I just don't want to lose it at all.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Pick up. Trying to get 2C and I got DP instead. But yeah, I could feel that. It's just oh. It's definitely 4C. I'm actually surprised that dropped right there. Oh my god. And that 5P, 5.
Hey Miss Homo, what's up?
Yeah, 5P is such a scary button right there because it hits so far too. Ah, that feels so bad, dude.
Let's go. Also, what's up, DM?
I don't know. My overall feelings with the match with Lon is that it's like evenish, but as time goes on, it gets better for L. I call it like a barrel matchup because the only thing Lon gets over time is just meter. The thing Elk gets over time is enhanced bullets and meter.
Yeah. Yeah. Me trying to bait DP the one time and with like Blossom Oki does not feel quite as good as you know, a full clip of gunshots, I think. Yeah. That full clip of enhanced bullets has got to feel pretty good. Once you start with the enhanced gunshots, I kind of just like, okay, time to chill, time to hold this. But yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I got lucky. I also feel like it's even-ish, but then game state happens, and I'm like, is it really though? It feels completely even when we both don't have meter. Once you get meter, I'm like, okay, it's soft advantage L now, you know. And she's got some other stuff too that's like helpful to have, like having EX reversals in both directions, like being able to CDP during record pressure and also cutting sync if I cross you up. Like that's pretty nice. Oh my god.
So the cool thing about that,
yeah,
the cool thing about that is that you can actually CS cancel 2-2C as well. So you can use that as a bait to fucking just like do 2-2C bait and bait a button, because lots of people will try to press buttons there because 2-2C is like what, 20 frames, 22 frames? It's kind of crazy long.
It's basically reacting to a rebeat. Yeah.
Look how good 3C is, by the way. Like, just being preemptive 3C, just having that belief that you're like, alright, it's gonna hit. It'll carry you super far, especially against a Jumpman like Lon.
So, BM's asking how threatening are purple bullets to Lon. So, I think I had mentioned a little bit earlier, enhanced gunshot, how plus is that again? Help me out. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So enhanced 236A is +1. Enhanced 236B is -1.
Yeah. So when Eltnum puts herself just even a little bit outside of Londrekia's range and uses enhanced 236A, she can kind of just keep doing it. She can kind of just pew on you. You get an option if you shield it. You can shield and then press 5C, and that'll kind of catch the extended hurt box of the next one coming out. And you do get a full combo from that. You can 5C increase 214A, and it'll connect on counter hit. So that is your option, but it still kind of feels bad. It's still not that great. For the most part, once Eltnum has a full clip, I'm kind of just planning on holding, you know. I'm just gonna be blocking for a little while. At least the way that you prefer to spend the clip, which is actually I think most Eltnums would prefer to do like increase 214A or sorry, increase 236A, and just like, you know, keep the pressure going that way. But you prefer to put yourself out further and then like come back in if you get pushed out too far.
Yeah, it also depends too, because so increase 236A, you can either be +3 or +7 depending on how the ricochet hits you. Because if the ricochet's coming down, it's +3. If the ricochet hits down and then comes up and you block that up part, it's +7. And that timing change fucks a lot of people up because people shield the +3, or think they shielded the +3. Well, I'm still +4 after shield. I can shoot the gun, or for example, I'll shoot a billion 236As, and as you're going closer, then I'll just run up and grab you, and then we just do it all over again.
Yeah.
By the way, that whiff air throw was by an accident. 6XP.
I've seen it happen where an Eltnum has done 6XP air throw, and they've like stand teched in response and gotten blown up for it.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't think at the time that you meant to do it, but I didn't really fully discount it either. Oh yeah, I guess we could talk about oh my god.
I hate it.
We can talk about in the post CS interactions. You're playing the same mind game you are against like Byakuya, where what is this combo? Why did I like let myself lose Vorpal that way? Oh well. Anyways, post CS is just like Byakuya, where he's got that further reaching 5A, and you can kind of wish punish it with your own 5A, but it leaves you really vulnerable to him just like walking back slightly and pressing 5B, something like that. So, you know, it's just RPS. I think it's mostly Londrekia favored in the RPS if he does like bait your CS at that tip 5A range.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like, oh goodness. But I think what you talked about it in the dinner after is just like when I thought you were gonna 5A, I DP'd and you just walked back, and I never DP'd again. I was like, no. I'm okay with sitting here as I'm just like, I'm not taking that much chip. I can just wait. That's unfortunate. That's the one thing too without. It's just like if you drop it's with my favorite character too, but if you drop a combo, it just feels bad, dude. Because you just don't have bullets, or depending on when you drop it.
Yeah, you need that momentum to keep up.
214. That's 214A, right?
214 BBB. Let me like back that up just a smidge. Perfect time.
Fast on the way.
Yeah, actually, you said it out loud at the time. You were like, "That's so fast."
Yeah.
It's not an online thing. It's definitely just that good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fast. It's just walking back against this character. I'm always aware of it, but I'm just like, it just gets faster every time it's used. I'm like, why is it going light speed? Garbage confirm I did.
I lost cycle for that. I don't know why you didn't cutting sync me, but it's fine.
So I'll do XTP because it's just easier to input for me. I know I'm okay with the lost damage there. Because there are often times where, because at this point in the time when we played, I played too many games beating, so I'm just like, oh god, let me just do something with speed.
Yeah, how many consecutive games was it again?
Before bracket, it was 160.
Oh my god.
So he was like, oh, you can't leave. You gotta stay here. You gotta play strangers, you gotta play Brandon after you fight me. Oh, and then you play Isaac. I'm like,
this happens. Oh my god. I thought the 66B into IW would connect there, but I guess it like connected halfway through the 236B hit, and I just killed myself here. It feels bad. BM had a question. How incentivized are you to play in throw range? Again, is it player dependent, or like does Lon as a character make you want to stay at 236A range, like when you have enhanced bullets?
So the way I would describe it is that Lon is like this unholy mix of Aurier and Byakuya, where like against Aurier you kind of want to stay outside of 5B and just shoot gunshot, but against Byakuya you don't really want to be where 5A is. Oh, I'm godlike. Let's go. So it really does depend. I think it's a lot better just to stay outside of Lon's side B range and just shoot gunshot from there, and just effectively see what they do.
Do you feel like force function plays a really big role in your mind, or not so much?
Against you, I just stopped caring about force function. I'm just like, if he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, he does it.
Yeah. I feel like, in general, the reward is you know, usually outside of Londrekia's favor. Oh yeah, this looks like a meme, but this is actually optimal.
This hurts so much, dude.
Findo found that glitch? Question mark? Feature? The first we could clear, and we were like, oh, that's a funny meme. And like months later, we were like, wow, that really is the optimal, isn't it? But yeah, I think in general, Londrekia force function, like the risk reward is almost always out of your favor for using it. And when it comes to like strike throw stuff, like if you're Eltnum trying to play the strike throw game against Londrekia, it's not gonna get in your way at all. Like you'll just throw him out of it. It's fine, you know. Just run the mix.
I'm just more comfortable. But so force function is so good, but I'm more comfortable with just like, all right, if he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it. If I bait it, it's whatever. I'm more comfortable trying to play with it without it in mind than play with it. unless I'm like at death percent. And if I'm at death percent and you have CS, then I have to worry about it. Because the way Elt wants to function, Lon can just kind of force function a lot of it. Like for example, like 5A 2C is a 5-frame gap, but you can just force function me out of it.
Yeah. This massive abusable stagger windows and like forward advancing normals and stuff like that. They do, I guess, kind of mean a little bit less when you've got something you can just smash like force function, but
it's just something you have to accept. It's kind of like VO. It's like you can. Well, VO is a lot worse than getting hit by force function, I guess.
Yeah.
The thing about force function that a lot of people, I guess, just don't realize is that when you get hit by force function, you can tech forward. More often than not.
Yeah. You can actually. You can tech in place, forward or backward. Literally just choose wherever you want to be on the screen.
Yeah, because more often than not, I think Lon players will, for example, in force function, they'll think they'll tech back and they'll set flower or something, but you can just tech forward and 5A them, and it's like, haha!
Yeah, or like pressing, unfortunate. Pressing 236A, 623C is extremely tempting after you hit somebody with a force function. And if you forward tech, you just... I can't believe that VO worked. I'm so mad. Yeah, just if you're playing against a Londrekia and you're just not sure, just try teching forward on their force function and see if they threw a projectile, and if they did, just kill them for it.
One thing I realized that didn't happen that this much is the Rekka resets in the corner. I don't think they happen that much, or if at all, during the set. Because I followed Masuda's advice, where like at the end of the combo, it's just better just to not hold tech, so you don't get accidental reset for that.
Yeah, I think there are places where it's better to immediate tech, and there are places where it's not so good. You definitely you always want to no tech a 623C ender that does not freeze you. Like it OTGs, you get hit by 623, but you don't actually get frozen. That actually sets up a lot of grind, and just don't do anything. Oh my god, Vynis, what?
I'm godlike, so it doesn't matter. Oh, look at that! That's amazing! Oh, look at the combo. Oh, safe jump. Let's go.
Oh my god.
That was definitely...
Yeah. So the situation where I would say, you know, maybe no tech isn't as good is on the meterless Blossom sets. If you know that it's 22A, Like you can play a mind game there, or I don't know. Maybe you don't want to play the mind game. Maybe you just want to like no tech shield. Just make sure that you know what Blossom it is, you know, because you can get baited with 2-2B and get your shield thrown. That feels bad, man.
What's the frame difference between 2-2B and 2-2A for you?
2-2A, I guess I can't tell you the frame data, but I can tell you how it works. They're both incredibly large to start up and incredible recovery. That's all I remember about them. But 2-2A is the one that he recovers from setting it much faster, and it takes slower to fire. 2-2B fires faster, but he's in recovery longer, so he usually gets less out of it. And as a result, you use 2-2A more, and you mix it in with 2-2B as 2-2B being like the kind of bait. You can differentiate them by just looking at his hand. If his hand goes up, it's 2-2A, and there's usually going to be a gap like on meterless Oki. If he does 2-2B, his hand goes sideways, and if it's meterless, then you know that should meter you if you media attack. So.
Man, I'm happy to play a brain-led character like Eltnum. I don't have to worry about it. Except gunshot. That's good. Like, oh man, do I have bullets? Good.
By the way, yeah, what's up, Noctis? Hope y'all are having a good night. Enjoying us chatting.
I sat back here. I was like, alright, I want to get away from this as far as possible. Like, the most scary thing for El in this matchup is definitely just having that ice debuff on. I mean,
yeah.
Like,
there's some characters who like don't have to care about it so much. Like Yuzu is just like, oh, I got debuff on me. That's cool. I'm just gonna like, you know, jump forward and air Bato once and like get rid of it. And unless Londrekia is in Vorpal, that's his whole Vorpal trait is he keeps the debuff on you. But El, yeah, once she's got debuff on her, Lon 236C becomes so much better, and it kind of just beats everything and leads to a full combo. And yeah, if you have debuff on you, if you haven't played this matchup very much, if you have debuff on you, you don't want to really be doing anything.
Oh, let's go. Fuck. That was almost that way.
Or rather, you want to be putting him into block stuns so you don't have to deal with the debuff being on you, you know?
Yeah.
If that option is available to you, just poke back. I'm surprised I didn't get grid broken by that, actually. At 6B.
I did XDP there on purpose because the one curse thing about cutting sync is that you can actually get grabbed out of it. So when I saw the throw animation, so when I saw the throw animation there, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna cutting sync and not risk getting, XDP and not get thrown out of cutting sync. I think it would have worked though, but yeah. So the cool thing about force function is that it's a relatively like okay horizontal anti-air, and it actually gets you a lot during the set just because of how far it reaches. Oh, this is so scary. No!
Oh my god. That's right. Absolutely no resources. I do the -14 extremely punishable ender and it hit. Yeah, I was feeling myself for that one a little bit.
Oh, that was a good set. That was a good set. I lost fourth end, but it's just like, yeah. It was
that was a lot of fun. So thank you for playing this up with me and for you know, coming to hang out and talk about it and stuff. So let's let's do like a little review here. So let me just like make sure I've got all the bases covered. So we talked about you know, round start, neutral, kind of the way meter changes the matchup once Eltnum gets meter. It's kind of dicey for Lund. It's like some options are off the table, like 4C. So, and I guess we kind of talked about you know, defensive dynamics for both characters. So and I
Oh, well,
guess we kind of talked about like our overall view on it, which is like it's evenish.
yeah, it's
It's
even-ish, but I think it's better
evenish.
for L.
It's evenish until Elt gets enhanced bullets, and then like
Yeah.
yeah.
Like meter for Lond is silver, but meter for L is liquid gold. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
I
Pretty
think I
much.
think I think the other thing that we probably didn't talk about is just basically shielding Rekkas, which is super interesting because
Oh yeah, yeah.
Rekka shielding didn't happen that much because I don't think you did 214C that much here. So I was like, so
Or I did and it actually worked.
yeah,
it
or
actually it actually just high profile 2C or something like that. But you are like one of the best players that I've played at shielding the second hit of 214C and bringing it from -4 to -7 and then, doing something that's really difficult to contest off of that situation. Like DP or CDP. Um
yeah,
if Londrekia is like right next to you, then he can follow up with B Rekka and B to reversal. But if he uses 214C like in neutral in like a spaced out way, he actually kind of just has to commit to going to the next stage, and he can't really beta reversal there. So like if he uses a spaced 214C and you shield the second hit, that DP is pretty guaranteed, and
Mhm.
you're like very very good at exploiting that. So I've told a lot of people at by now at this point, but shielding the second hit of Lon 214C is like really really good. Definitely, like if you were looking for any guaranteed shielding to take with Rekkas, take the second hit of 214C and take the second hit of Hydroblading, that double hitting sweep. The two
Yeah.
hits always play out. So just take it. If nothing else, it's free grid. But it's probably either a punish or it forces them to like do something else. They can't just let it rock. They have to come off resources to stay safe, stuff like that. So, um,
Which
but
is
yeah,
great.
you're definitely one of the best at handling Rekkas just with system mechanics.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you need to do in the matchup. That's like you are 100% playing the matchup if you quote unquote want Londrekia to Rekka at you just so that you can like outplay them in those interactions. Ghost of the tilted me off the face of the earth during a casual set at Boston Blue Beat where
I
he
heard.
yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I see you in the chat, Ghost of the yeah, well, so like all he did was he like wanted me to Rekka, and he actually just was right on every single interaction with shielding, and yeah, you were just right every time, and I was just like, I can't win.
It's like, oh no, maybe time to switch back to that.
so I guess that would be my advice to you, is simply be correct.
Just be right, bro. Just be right. Just guess right.
Yeah, man.
That's the nature of fighting games. So, like, if you want to win, just win. If you don't want to lose,
just
then don't lose.
just
But
just RPS better than the opponent. That's it.
just guess better. Let's go. That's the nature of fighting games too. It's just that the whole RPS interaction where RPS suddenly stops at like the other player just uses like, all right, let's play RPS, but he only uses rock, and it's just like, what the fuck? And you're trying to play around that, or you're out layering. You're playing on like layer 13 when you only really need to play on layer 0.
God, that's me. That's me 100%. I'm like going to it's also I'll throw him under the bus. It's also kind of God Hunter. I feel like when I play God Hunter, he's like in the Yomi layers. Like he understands like the implied threats and stuff like that of his entire kit. Like he's there, but you're not. Like he's actually he's smarter than you, and he just plays himself and dies for it. And I do the same thing. We all do it at some point. You get in your head about you know not doing XYZ, or like mixing in XYZ way, and yeah, just like Start on layer 1. This is me preaching to myself. Start on layer 1 and move from there.
I mean, the cool thing too is that like the RPS is basically, at least for the Defender, it's almost like a choose your own adventure book. Like, so the reason why I say that is that there are certain situations that I can fully answer, but I don't. My thought process is I can answer this, but I like the situation that not answering this leads into. I'm more comfortable with sitting through this bullshit than the bullshit of answering it. Like
Exactly.
I'm more willing to say like, all right, I'll hold this because I like the situation that comes after. If I don't answer this, I have to deal with all this bullshit. I don't really want to think any more than I have to function. Like breathing's already difficult enough, but moving the controller forward and trying to go forward between back and forth, I'm like, oh man, that's too much.
Yes. Reducing your mental stack by just picking the interactions that you actually want to engage in rather than, you know, taking every single interaction 100%. Yeah, that's definitely the wave. You can't, you know, tunnel on every single option all the time. You physically, your brain can't handle it, you know. You got to just pick your battles.
Yeah. Like for example, like a lot of like you know how Isaac likes to do like 6-6C into 6-6C, right?
Oh yeah.
What people don't realize with 6-6C is that you can, because it's -5, you can actually jump it. So so what you can do is you can when he does a 6-6C, you can do without specifically, you can jump up and then neutral drift JB and get a counter combo that way. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I just want to hold this because I don't want to deal, because the counterplay to that is that he could just do 6-6C Rekka or 6-6C 6B.
Yeah. God, Isaac.
Well,
Yeah.
El's like I said earlier too, El's basically a task character. She can do anything she wants on the screen as long as you have the meter for it and the reactions to it for it. But you kind of have to, you have to be proactive on being reactive. Ugh.
Yeah, you can't win every interaction there. You still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, good. I feel bad. I just have this one little picture of a win quote.
I mean, you could just you can put on the Boston Blue Beat set since we played there, I think, right?
Oh yeah, you know what? We did. Let me see if I can. Now let's go into the great beyond of YouTube.
Woo!
Yes, stream. Let's go to YouTube.
Yeah. Oh no, just like playing out, it's pretty fun. It's funny, the only reason why the only reason why I use gunshot as much as I do is because when I sat down with Scenario on in casuals in 2018 at Climax, I was just like, man, because it's just when I started the game. I think it's my first tourney, or was it my first tourney? I think it was my first tourney because I came out of CL Taku coming out like 1-2, that one being a DQ. But I was getting my shit beaten. I was just like, man, what scenario? What do I do? What do I do? And Isaac translated for me. He's just like, just shoot gunshot more. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, just do the thing for him.
We have more.
Silent, you're in Nevada, right?
It's time for Vynis and foxof. You know what it is.
Buddy.
I'm actually surprised that foxof opted to go for Londrekia here, because I know that I remember you mentioned on Twitter before that he was like,
Yeah, Nevada, these nuts.
For the dice rollers, and Vynis.
Oh, Toledo's on point with the commentary. Are you hearing this? He was like, I can't believe that he went with Londrekia because he told me that he would use Batista for the dice rollers. I played Elemental earlier in the bracket, and I actually played on a setup where I didn't have Londrekia, so I was like, well, I can wait, or nah, I'll just play Bat, and I ended up being like, okay, yeah, if I had played Londrekia, you know, I would have had to interact with you a lot more. You know, if I play Bat, I can kind of just you know, play neutral and just
Londrekia
wait.
from downtown.
I got cooked this round. Holy shit.
Gonna be
Oh, nice. I'm good. You're godlike.
Great option from Vynis. GGB, oh, 4C, 6C, reload, 4, damage, Jesus Christ, dive kick, FF, backs up.
Like this range, that range right there is like where I want to be with L.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that range feels pretty bad for me to contest. I also like another just #just Vynis thing is whiffing your 236X, your 236 increase. I honestly couldn't tell you if it's B or A. It's probably A. But you would like intentionally whiff it and then press 236 ACS. And
I'm not accusing you. I'm saying
you know, I would like to say that I stopped getting hit by that a long time ago, but it still hits me sometimes. So it's just at that range, it's really hard to react correctly.
Great damage though. Corner carry from Londrekia.
Yeah, Ghosted, exactly. Just hang out by the gym. Just don't do anything.
To be quite honest, why did it treat like fuck? Bro!
Vynis actually could have confirmed off.
Oh no, I'm godlike. Let's go.
That was a bad 5 BB.
What can happen next? 6B, FF.
Good reaction.
Oh, great 6C.
6C covers so much range. Well, that's like a solid.
Yeah,
It feels a lot bigger than that is.
And the damage is so nice on it. Yeah, it leading to big damage and covering a huge area like forward and above him is so good. The only thing that I will say about his 6C is it's a little on the slow side. It's like 14 frames. So you know, in the places where I would press 6C as Batista, sometimes it does not work out.
I don't know.
And I just have to think a little differently. Usually in those situations, I can press just 5C and that'll work. Oh, nice.
That will beat out anti-air 3C.
I fucked up there. That was supposed to be a 2B. Nice. One cool thing about L with Enhance is that you can actually confirm far 2C with Enhance 236A, and it's always a combo. It's like baby 3K damage, but 3K versus 0. Let's go.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell you about desyncing your controller. Actually,
Yeah.
this is if there's any time for it.
I'm okay with that, because I was frozen anyway. So.
Not as bad. Okay, please desync
Yeah, I
your
guess if there were a place for it to happen.
Yes.
They can actually play that out.
All right, lots of rebeats coming in from foxof. Vynis with the Vorpal.
Yeah, there's the.
Yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to try, because I was like, all right, I'm tired of these neutral CS situations. I'm gonna just fucking 3C. And it didn't work out, but I believe in myself, and that's really what's important.
And my red combos kind of go hard. My red B combos kind of nice. I can't believe I just didn't confirm that.
All right, next interaction. Fail off. Back up. Yep. Stuck in blocks now.
Oh yeah. Got him. GG's.
Doesn't matter. 5 seconds left on the clock.
I believe.
I was talking to I totally forgot that happened. I had talked to Ghosted about this. I actually think one of the big strengths of Londrekia in some matchups is just the ability to, you know, extreme timer scam. You know, just like do a lot of jailing pressure into 2-2C and just repeat the jailing pressure into more 2-2C and just waste like, you know, 20, you know, if they're respectful, like 30 seconds on the clock with a life lead. And yeah, actually, it's a lot like ST Wagner if ST Wagner's neutral was better and she could like run away from you better. So in some matchups, yeah, I think it's really good. I totally messed that up. Ooh, oh my god.
You're so good at like just staying away from gunshot, but not good enough for whip. Let's go back to the corner. You go.
Now you thought you were playing neutral? You thought you were walking away from me? Nah, 214B walks up.
That sucks. So what happened there is
because let me back it up just ever so slightly.
fucking the JACS hitting and then me dropping the combo is just a matter of like her having a J2B. Because I'm so used to smashing 2B, but I pressed it too early, so I got J2B and the combo dropped.
Oh, I got you. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I tried to back it only a little bit, but oh well. I just have to watch me get whipped again.
Oh, hold on a second.
There.
Yeah, you know, actually, I feel like I've seen that drop from other people before.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I would imagine it's like...
Note, I have simply come to accept that when you whiff 2B, it's still your turn. I should respect those plus on whiff frames. Like, you don't press there. That's crazy. you don't see Eltnum whiff 2B and press a button. No way. That's nuts.
When you were coming down, I was like, all right, I can 3C it, but I was too late, so I got hit like the... Oh, no.
I actually... So all I was doing there was... I really thought that you were going to, you know, either gunshot or 214A right there, and I was just like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to jump forward and just see what happens, and you were still walking back. I was like, okay, I guess I have to assault to stay safe. You were still walking back. I'm like, oh, I'm screwed. I may as well just, like, come down with increased jump C. It's like plus 14 on shield at the lowest height. And you know, it happened to work, so I got lucky. Yeah, Ghost today, you're right. With punishing in uni, that's crazy. Couldn't be me.
Overhead.
Oh, this. I thought.
Yeah, that must be it.
I wonder if 421B would have worked there. I think it might have. But I'm not sure if I would have been protected from 4CC though.
it's that Sugoi factory fox.
Well, yeah, Ghosted is in the chat saying you should be synced, so.
It'd be like that. Hindsight 2020 though.
It'd be like that. So any closing thoughts? And do you have any like, because part of this is, you know, you're quitting fighting games.
Yeah.
You're kind of done with that. You're kind of moving on to your next things. Do you have any parting words of wisdom?
Well, like as in terms of just like playing FGs or whatever.
Yeah, man. yeah, like what's the Vynis quote? What can we like put on your your fighting game career tombstone?
Just play the damn game. I feel like it's just so weird. Like for me, it's easier to play the game than complain about it. Or it's easier to get better at matchups that you're bad at by playing the game than complaining about it. Like personally, I'd rather fight your Batista than your Lond, and it's not that I'm comfortable with both. I just like fucking you up on Batista, but but that's besides the point. But it's seriously a lot easier just to play the game and develop the matchup that way, because I think Uni's a game where matchups aren't character based, it's more player based. It's definitely a player based game, because you'll fight like 3 different Batistas, and they play all three different ways, like from yourself to Granger to June. Seth, you got Stanley, you got Gosuda, you got Tommy. For El, you got me, you got Axel, you got Barris and Meta in South America. You got Muan, and we all play completely different from each other. So one character experience, like I'll give you one experience, and then you'll get something completely different from another player. Like for 100%. Example, yeah, like one thing is like there's only one Isaac. Like when you play Isaac, you're not fighting Hyde. You're playing against Isaac.
Right. Yeah, completely. I actually feel a little bad. I like looked back on some of my tourney VAT footage in ST, and I was like, I feel a little bad because I can see all of these like way more seasoned players than I am playing this like relatively new VAT player, and you know, I'm just doing things like I'm flash kicking at a little bit of a later timing instead of on wake up, or I'm just like I'm actually pressing 5A way too late. Like I'm reacting way late, but it's just working because they're afraid of the flash kick and things like that. And I'm like, you know what Suika has said like on his Twitter, like I flash kick so you don't have to. It's true. It's true. Suika ate 1,000 flash kick punishes so that I could thrive.
Yeah, he paved the way. He paved the way.
Yeah, I think
Bless
that is 100% that matchup that feels like pretty different from player to player, and the player matchup will definitely screw you up on there. I really wish like I had more Londrekia players to play and kind of get a feel for how other people approach things. It's really cool that Stanley is playing some Lons. I can kind of bounce ideas off of him and vice versa. But
yeah, which is good. But but it's been an absolute pleasure. It really has. It really has with everyone I met in the community, including yourself. So you're so strong,
Thanks,
dude. What the fuck?
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, you are. You caught my attention very early on by being that person at the local who was like, "Wait, show me how this works. Like, how does this work?" And like, yeah, just like paying attention and being like so, like you're so easy to hang out with, man. You're just like a chipper personality, and like, it's so easy to just sit down with you, play video games, and have a great time. So. I'm glad that you're not going to be like totally gone from locals. Like just seeing you around is going to be great.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be on the foxof cheer squad. you're gonna have wife power, and then you're gonna have Vynis power.
Oh, I'm going to be unstoppable. That's crazy.
Fuck Isaac, dude. Fuck Isaac. Let's go.
By our powers combined, next time maybe Isaac won't put me in losers. We'll see.
Well, here's the hope, and let's go. Oh, are you interested in any? Well, I'm not sure spoilers, but have you seen the new characters in Type Luna?
Yeah. So it's yes, they've been spoiled for me, so I'm good.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
no, I just want to
that one character.
Yeah, that one. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be really close. I'm like kind of waiting for the how do you pronounce her name? Alco?
Alco, yeah.
I'm really waiting for the Alco trailer to like help me decide one way or the other. But like every single character announcement for that game has just like spun me into a character crisis.
just play all of them. Just play all of them. Just be Stanley. Just play all the characters. When you get tired of one archetype, just play the other archetype. It just works. After all, you went from Lynn to Wald to Batista to Lon. 4 wildly different ass characters. Well, and then don't forget that Chaos and Carmine too.
I think Wald is somewhere in the mysterious mix of like the timeline. I don't even know. I really wish that I could consistently 720 enough to like play Wald more, because this character is like really cool. Like I really like Wald actually. I just don't feel like I have the right kind of execution. You know, you put a hitbox in a Batista player's hand and they're like, yeah, let's go. You put a hitbox in a Wald player's hand, they're like, man, this sucks.
Well, okay. Turn those mistakes into miracles.
Yeah. So I think I'll go ahead and wrap the stream up, because I should probably get going and pick up the missus. But I'll see you at the next local, and thanks so much for doing this with me, man.
Yeah,
I do appreciate it.
Anytime. It's been Vynis, your anime East Coast protagonist. I'm out.
Peace.
Peace.
Night stream. Have a good one.